Hello and welcome back to my Let's Challenge of Final Fantasy XIII. In the last episode, we were continuing our way here through Chapter 13, and unfortunately we lost our another life. Lost life to that guy there, that immortal. And now we're here though. We're here back in Chapter 13. We don't need to fight another immortal. Instead, we have these battles between Dagonites, sacrifices, these Aquila Velacycles, and what looks to be a Megarum Thresher and a Sanctum Templar. So a fair few sort of interesting battles here. The Velacycles are going to be a pain, I'm sure. As you know, immediately it goes, it's just like, I'm going to be a dick. I think we do kind of want to use fog here. I wouldn't normally use it, but like at least not now, because obviously yeah, we're about to get attacked using plasma cannon. But maybe did we work out that it was pain actually that we need to use? Does he say susceptible to slow, susceptible to empower? It does say devastation physical attacks, which would imply pain. So I'll move between this and bully for a while, I think. Because assuming if we can potentially sort of, you know, completely immobilize one of these guys, that'll be really good. I'm going to start throwing Imperil on because I think getting more status would actually help our success rate there. That was not the one I meant this one. Hope next time maybe concentrate on yourself. There we go. See, so there we actually managed to trigger pain on that on the Velacycle, and it managed to stop it middle of its plasma cannon charging. So it's definitely a strategy that can work here if we can just get a little bit. Pain only struck slightly often, but then again, I guess if it did that, then. We almost wouldn't need for some reason this guy is actually really high on his stagger, so we're sort of working on both their staggers. I have no idea how we've got to this point. But obviously this guy will die faster because he's got deprotect, de-shell, all that sort of stuff. Slow back on you. We can get Imperil on this guy. Fortunately, this stagger is not going to last long. It doesn't look like. Just try some of these. Unfortunately, he did resort back down to 100, so we're going to need to, you know, continue going back into our standard sort of setup. We need haste once more. We need slow. Well, we have slow. We need imperil, deprotect, and deshell. There is as we get stagger, lovely, and now we can just he does have another attack. Oh, it's good to see. There we go. That works out pretty nicely. Obviously, long battle, difficult battle, but we sort of played it in such a way that I don't think we could lose, which is quite advisable in, well, at least certainly in the way I'm playing the game. Ah, man. We got close. Okay, Mr. Sanguine Templar. Take fog. So, once we get Imperil on, he'll be very vulnerable, and then we can pretty much just kill. The Thresher isn't so much of a threat at the moment. Obviously, once Fusillade starts to come out, we'll be a little more wary. But we get slow on, which is really good. That's really not what we need right now. Yeah. Okay, Phoenix down on Hope. I don't think Fusillade takes us out from, you know, close to full health. Obviously, Hope there was, I mean, he had low health anyway. Just go to Diversity for a few turns, get some Cura. Oh, well done, Hope. Well done for staying alive. Ah, that attack's really annoying, but Lightning should get close to stagger now. There we go, lovely, and dead. So not too bad, not too bad. What does your... This is aggroing enemies near their stagger threshold, okay. It just says near, doesn't actually give a number, which is a little annoying. Would be nice to know precisely, you know, what we're actually buying into. So obviously got some sacrifices. Here we got some more. These are the battles that I really dislike. We're definitely going to need some good use of Mystic Tower here, I think. And I think rather than that, we should have a Delta attack as well. Maybe a Solidarity. does mean we don't have a synergist role. Strategic warfare is better. So I'll flip between strategic warfare and some other things. Heal me, please. Thank you. You. So what we really want, like if we could get like in Thunder, that would be amazing. I think Veil is going to help, because I think Veil protects us from death. I wish they would stop casting that on me. I really do. I really, really do. It's scary every time, but... Okay, we're now going to go aggressive. Let's kill these guys. Let's get some fog on. Lovely. Great work. Beautiful. There we go. Oh, that was a pretty tense battle at times, but we get through it. Lovely. And what else is awaiting us around here? We've got a battle with 2 sacrifices and 4 Dagonite. Or Dagonite, whatever you want to call them. We're going to go aggressive to start off with. Let me attack him. Either of the sacrifices, just let me hit him. There we go, okay, cool. Okay, Hope is probably gonna die. He does die, that's fine. For now. Works nicely. Ruingo is a good idea. Come on, Pendaga's a better choice. Or Faraga, even. Yeah, both of them work very nicely. Still dazed. Please don't cast Water Ra or Water Gar. Come on, these guys are... Just keep it sensible. Wait, why didn't we stay on the... Oh, for frick's sake. Why did we not stay on the frickin' sacrifices? Oh, I hate the auto sometimes. This is why auto is so bad in this game. Where are you, sacrifice? That one. He's really low on health. Kill him. Safe, thank you. Don't cast that. Jeez. You are an idiot if you decide that Water Gar is the best move when you have Thunder Gar that hits him with exactly, like, super effective damage. Fog back on you, thank you. Okay, we got a bunch of debuffs on, thank goodness. Gee, this battle's taken longer than I wanted, but you know, in the end, it's not too bad. I just can't believe that they're using water spells in a group of enemies that have water absorb. That makes like so little sense, but there you go. It goes to show that the AI in this game is not perfect, and how everyone who says, "Oh, you go through the game and all you do is spam auto," no. If you do that, you die. Never got the people who complain about this game in that manner, because it's just like, that strategy doesn't work. You're coming up with a strategy that will just get you killed. This makes no sense. But there we go. Okay, so same thing again. 2 sacrifices. Again, we want to fog one, then fog the other, kill it, and then work around the massive threat that is the Megrim Thresher. So we get no luck with the first set of fogs. Thresher goes for Fusillade and misses, thank goodness. That is another thing that can do, obviously. So the other one is about to be staggered, but we do want to try and get it on. Fog. Nope. There we go. Jeez. I think that was meant for Hope, and we actually got in the way. Hope, you are primary medic, not secondary to lightning. You are so much better at being a medic than lightning, is you have everything that, you know, the medic needs. We did so unfortunately little in that. Oh, we'll go this sacrifice them. I think that was shared between us, maybe? Not entirely sure why that did so little compared to the like previous ones that we've had. Okay, let's just get some D-Protect and D-Shell on this Megrim Thresher, and then we'll start ratcheting it up. That does very little to me. Do we go in frost? We do go in frost. Lovely. So he's weak to water and ice. It seems water, air, and ice, and ground actually, which is interesting. Entirely useless, pretty much, because the only ground type move you ever get is Quake. Wait for the second round of attacks. Come on, Hope. Yeah, that only works on me. Lovely. Come on, Kiraja, Kira. That's going to be severely tested in the final boss. The final boss has essentially an attack which I'm pretty sure works as a percentage. I think it can't necessarily kill you unless you're like poisoned or something, but it takes off a certain percentage of your current health. And so that makes it pretty threatening. So we don't care. We want deep tech, shell in peril. Go. Let's kill this guy. Boom, boom, boom. Thank you. Took a little longer, but you know, I don't mind them taking long as we're not like doing anything stupid within the battles, and we're not. Like right now, we're playing pretty well. Okay, so that is that. All the battles around that area, which means we can head through here and hit our next mini boss, I believe. And actually, this works pretty nicely, I think. I think this works pretty nicely as a setup for this boss. So, we have this guy, Vladislao, or Vladislao, I don't know exactly whether it's, you know. Massive physical attacker. There is a way later on that we don't currently have, unfortunately. But it would be pretty awesome if we did. To get Mounting Contempt, what Mounting Contempt does is it essentially shoves some debuffs on the person he's about to attack, and then threatens them with a massive hit. I'm pretty sure it also it looks like it also gets rid of any debuffs on him too. His stagger is at 9999999. So the only way you can stagger him is with Insta-Chain, unless, or, you know, you let the battle go on for miles too long, essentially. So, okay, so we now have Protect. You pretty much need a Sentinel, because the Sentinel can tank hits for days. He attacks sporadically, and so Mediguard is really good, because you pick up a pretty decent chunk of health in between each of his attacks. You do want to concentrate on his stagger, even though it seems a little sort of, given that he has such ouch. Given that he has such a high stagger, you might think, well, what on earth is the point in putting anything on him? And the reason you want to is because you're obviously still getting a bonus to the amount of damage you're doing. A big bonus in some cases. You know, that's still 200, you know, twice as much as we'd be getting damage as we'd be doing at 100. And so keeping that stagger going up is pretty important. He is also weak to all elements, I believe. So Mounting Contempt, how many buffs? It can take off your first two, it seems. Your first two buffs. Jesus. So it's doing a lot of damage. But we are now doing a hell of a lot of damage too, and there you go. So that is what Insta-Chain does. So random Insta-Chain can trigger on any of Lightning's attacks. And random Insta-Chain on a Vladislao like that is pretty much death to it, because it's obviously at 999999. So you're doing 10 times as much damage every hit. And you just crush him. You absolutely destroy him. Which is why random Insta-Chain is actually one of the main strategies for one of the main strategies for those guys, and indeed is one of the main strategies for later ones. Indeed, there is more than this to meet the eye. So, the Vladislaos will meet again in this chapter, along with, I think I mentioned earlier, we'll see Jabberwocky and Bandersnatch. But this is the final one, and once we do this, we'll then have another boss, another main boss, or pretty much the hardest boss of this area. And once we do that, we'll be done, I think. So I think this is an elevator that takes you from like the top to the bottom, but unfortunately you don't get to use it now.
You can barely see the top.
So we'll make our climb upwards, and what we'll see is this battle. I'm going to use a Deceptisol here. Why? Because it makes this battle so much easier. Like, Deceptisol on a Vladislaus is so good because naturally you start at 99999. You can't get any higher than this. You do so much damage to him. It is ridiculous. And lightning's down already, but Fang is doing so much damage. It is ridiculous. Down he goes. Lovely. We'll just quickly go to Combat Clinic, have Hope raise up lightning. The Templars aren't too bad, especially once they are, like, Sanctified does, what, 2000? That's no real threat to us. The Vladislaus obviously does a hell of a lot more. The name itself, sort of, it's essentially a name of several Polish monarchs, actually. And it's probably a, just a variation on the Slavic name Vladislav. And just comes from there. They are pretty dangerous, but as you can see with the right sort of strategy, you can very much use it. If you're controlling lightning in that battle, you can even have it even easier, because you can just spam Army of One. An Army of One actually gives you, I think it's 11. I think I've been saying sort of 15, 13. I think it's actually 11. Gives you 11 chances to get that insta chain. And if you do it, then you're pretty much, you know, you're going to win that battle. Another option is you could use Saz, who has the same ability if you use the right weapons, which we currently are not doing, but theoretically you could use the right weapons, and doing so would give you, if you use his ability, which is called Cold Blood, I believe, that would give you 17 chances to actually hit the insta-chain. So we'll control you. We'll start off in there. This is obviously a Jabberwocky Bandersnatch battle. Once more. These guys do hurt, but I mean, it certainly could be worse. I don't consider them nearly as sort of dangerous as some of the other enemies around this area, at least. So annoyingly, Fang is doing completely the wrong thing, and is trying to debuff the Bandersnatch, which is really annoying. Again. Come back to us, Hope. Just let him heal himself. Back to Mystic Tower for the Jabberwocky. Fang, if you can start doing what I want you to do, that would be amazing. Ah. Shit. Nowhere near long enough. I mean, he might die if we get enough, like, scourges and stuff like that in, but it doesn't look like it, I'll be honest. We need to get some luck. We're doing an awful lot of damage. We might get it. Yes! Well done. Bandersnatch is nowhere near as dangerous as the Jabberwocky, I believe. And we get random insta-chain! We've got a lot of random insta-chain. We've had a few more of these than I would normally expect, actually, but it's always good to get them. Like, never ever a bad thing. To randomly, you know, to instantly stagger someone. Why? You would never not want to do that. So we'll have to swap between this and something else. Probably Smart Bomb, because I think our Ravagers are actually doing way more damage than Fang is right now. So I think we should definitely... Nah, we don't... So unfortunately we don't get a kill within that stagger, but we'll get close. What are we at? 26,000. We're doing, what, 600 a hit? Fang, you can do something. Come on. Yes, there we go. Lovely. So another one of those battles down. And once more, we can continue on our way forwards. So again, you can dodge that battle if you so desire. I think there's another similar battle down here. Maybe another Vladislao. Yeah, another Vladislao. I mean, again, we could Deceptisol. As it is, I think we will... maybe use Riot Shield instead. Just... we'll see how we fare. I will just pretty much be spamming Army of... So thankfully he's automatically gone for Fang, which is actually really good, as opposed to what happened last time. So have a couple of turns of Delta attack and then go back into... Riot Shield. So he's going to start debuffing on Fang. If we had it, a way that we could do is that if we had invested in Lightning as a Sentinel, we could actually have her as a Sentinel throughout this battle, and it would be absolutely easy. Because lightning gets a brilliant ability called Elude. And what Elude does is that it pretty much makes you completely impervious to physical attacks. You'll dodge them all. It's incredibly important, or it's incredibly useful in certain battles. So you can see there we actually lost our stagger, which is a little annoying, but there we go. Fang is tanking hits for days, as we would expect. You can see here that you know, the random interchain is certainly not something that happens particularly frequently. But in this particular battle, it is a very handy thing if it does happen. Just have a quick turn of smart bomb actually. It does make the battle quite a lot longer because that that animation is actually quite long. But there we go. Oh, there we go. I didn't mean to go to Rat Shield, I meant to go to Relentless Assault. You hit him enough times, eventually it'll work. Bam, 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 boom. So yeah, again, you know, obviously, random interchain coming into effect there. We take care of the Vladislao. And now we have one last battle before the final battle of this area, and it's with these three guys. This is quite a fun battle, actually. We definitely want to go back to strategic warfare. We do want strategic warfare. I'm very tempted to start in Smart Bomb. Indeed, we're going to start in Smart Bomb. I want to see if how fast we can actually try and kill one of these guys. If we see charging mana drive, obviously we're going to get in trouble. Unfortunately, Fang is going for Fogger instead of just plain Fog, which means that if we can get one down, obviously, then this becomes a hell of a lot easier. The whole battle, you know, with three, it can be difficult, especially with the mana drive attack that we've already seen does a huge amount of damage to everyone. If we can keep that off us, then we should be in a pretty good position. She does land Fog, which is amazing. He can't use that attack now, so he can only go for Sanctify as his main source of damage towards us. Gotta love his attempt to Sanctify, to use Sanctify on Fang as she was in the air, and she just you know, was underneath him. Love it. Yep, so we can immediately move on to this guy. Fog has been really useful in this battle. Just, it's completely immobilized these guys, so we've been very fortunate with, you know, back connecting a lot of the time. And now we can just very quickly finish off this guy. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Solid 5-star rating. And that'll allow us to move on to the final and probably, yeah, our final mini boss. This guy can be pretty tough. Not really looking forward to this. It's going to be difficult. It's a boss similar to the Proudclad and similar to the whatchamacallit, the Ushumgal Subjugator from Panem Polum chapter. So rather than having strategic warfare, rather than having smart bomb, we have to have decimation because unfortunately this guy has no, I'm pretty sure we have no way of actually putting status on him. So it's a battle of attrition. He's got a lot of HP. We have a lot of HP between us. And it's a matter of getting our important buffs on as fast as possible. Here he comes. And for the final time, Libra. I'm pretty sure we want Barfrost throughout this battle. Yeah, so he has 3,825,000 health, so that's a lot of health. Especially for an enemy we can't really use. The Relentless Assault is armed, so let's just check. Yeah, he is vulnerable. He is not vulnerable to status at all. I guess he might be if he goes down to a lower form. That is something I hadn't considered, but. Because, I mean, you can see that it's pretty much just a palette swap in many ways of the, I think it's just a palette swap of the Proudclad in some ways. So we'll just continue to get all of our buffs up. He can probably remove them. Like, it would make sense if he could have a way to remove them. Because obviously buffs become our main source of damage towards him, so if he could then remove them, then he becomes a hell of a lot more difficult. What else do we have? Yeah, he's just... Yeah, as you can see it says can alter its own form. I think one of his attack can take away haste, or alternatively impart slow. Yeah, it can. So ice grenades can impart slow, which is a bit of a pain. We maybe should have gone with 2 comms. He has that one. And unfortunately, we do not time it such that... Still, we do have a half damage, which is really good. I'm surprised how aggressive we can be with this. Okay, so Pinpoint Beam takes away our buffs. Does Laser Rain? Laser Rain also takes away our buffs. Not all of them, but most of them. Your 2 most recent buffs get removed with Laser Rain. That is very annoying. need a heal soon. I'm sure he's got a big, dangerous attack that we're going to need to watch out for. Are you weak to any? Yeah, okay, so yeah, so we should have kept our saboteurs in. This guy is now weak to certain statuses. That's a little frustrating. As you can lightning takes so long with some of your action. Ridiculous. Okay, we do not want to stagger. We'll just have to stagger here. I'm pretty sure he's launchable. He is launchable. Okay, so that is why decimation is actually going to work here. We're going to be able to sort of hopefully keep him relatively immobile, such that he can't. Maybe not. And we're doing a lot of damage to him. It's probably going to take one extra stagger because we're going to need to. He's probably going to go back into the aerial mode, but to be honest, that was nowhere near as dangerous as. He just pretty much let us set up our debuffs on him. Scourge for 97. Yeah, so he's going to lift off. Okay, that's fine. So now we just get our buffs back. Get some bar frost. Ah, ouch. Just heal just in case. Yeah, we should kill with this stagger, I would think. It doesn't seem like it's too tough of a battle, to be honest. It's just a sort of a matter of realising that it's going to be a long old fight and sort of taking that into consideration. Mystic Tower is really helpful. Is he still? Yeah. So as soon as he goes into the air, he's immune to debuffs. But on the ground form, you can pelt him with debuffs, so that is worth knowing, worth understanding. You can definitely use that to your advantage. You take half. Yeah, he takes half from all elements, so that's why in fire or anything like that would not be useful. Fang's doing 50,000, he's only got 350,000 health left, so this shouldn't take too much longer. Especially if we're getting bravery and stuff. There we go, Tiamat is down. Yeah, it takes long, it doesn't matter. We just made a slight sort of miscalculation with how we set that up, so that's all okay. So, Tiamat Eliminator. Tiamat is a primordial goddess of the ocean in Mesopotamian religion. So that's where it comes from. And just so you know, in Dungeons and Dragons, it's actually sort of the counterpart to Bahamut, which is quite interesting. So,
is trying to use our fear against us.
Is that what you think? Hope. So here we have it. This warp will take us to the narthex. And this will take us to the preparation before the final battle. And so, because of that, we're going to call this episode to an end. And in the next episode, we're going to take on the final boss. And I'll let you know he has 3 forms. Here we have it. So this is the narthex. And we will save and all that stuff. But yeah, no. So in the next episode, we'll be taking on the final boss. This is exactly where I wanted to get to. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. I hope you will join me on the next, which will probably be the final episode of this. At least maybe I could call it a season. This season of my final Let's Challenge of Final Fantasy XIII. It's going to be the last one. I'm really looking forward to this. We have 5 lives, I believe. 5 lives to take care of Barthandless in the final battle. So, hope to see you on the next episode.